Thanks, Green. After a special counsel was named, but before the FBI searched, President Biden went to his house in Wilmington. What was he doing in there?
I would refer you to the White House counsel office.
So it was something relating to this case?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Okay. Do you think that this story was leaked by someone trying to bruise the president politically ahead of a re-election announcement?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office, as they've been the ones who've been closely involved.
Okay. More basically, we know the president did it. Why did he do it?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
In the president's own words, he admits to having information that wasn't his. Why did he smuggle it out?
I will let the statement of the president stand for itself. I'm just not going to go into down a rabbit hole with you on this.
Why did he not tell you about it?
She's literally falling apart right before our very eyes. We have the first White House press secretary who officially no longer talks to the press. But what's going on here? What's really happening with this obvious meltdown with the Biden administration? Well, that is what we're going to find out. You're not going to want to miss this. You may not know this. I certainly didn't, but there have only been 35 White House press secretaries ever in history. It's a relatively new job as far as the office of the president is concerned, beginning with Herbert Hoover. But more and more reporters are becoming increasingly open about their opinion that of those 35, Karine Jean-Pierre is by far the worst. I mean, we're talking even the most far left liberal reporters are admitting that she is an absolute disaster, total disaster, completely unqualified for her job. For example, she seems incapable of answering questions without reading from a pre-written script, and that resulted in one of the most cringe-worthy moments imaginable when she actually read the wrong answer to a reporter's question.
Senator Shaheen has a statement. She's apparently not coming to the ball tonight.
Oh, okay.
She's upset that the president endorsed a proposal to put South Carolina ahead of New Hampshire, and she says that New Hampshire is now vulnerable for her party. Does the president have a response to that?
So look, we honor the Hatch Act, as I mentioned many times before here, as we are talking about a potential election, a 2024 presidential election. But looking backward, it is the ultimate irony, that the 2020 election was proven by the Trump administration's Homeland. Oh, sorry, I think I got ahead of myself there. We take the law very seriously here, and so that's the number one thing.
She literally began reading to that reporter an answer that had nothing to do with the reporter's question, then caught herself doing, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. But then again, this is the press secretary who accused Russia of having the audacity to I kid you not, Russia dared to weaponize a clothing store.
You've heard us say this, that what we see Russia's doing, and we've been very clear about this, is that they're using energy, they're weaponizing energy, and it's choosing to one of the things that has been out there, to shut down the pipeline of Nord Stream 1.
That's right. The evil Vladimir Putin knows no bounds. He's threatening the continent of Europe with shutting down a buy one, get one free deal from Nordstrom's. What's next? Is he going to send in bombs from Bloomingdale's? No, instead, he's sending in the African reporter Simon Ateba, who does not take any bull from the White House.
She's asking about the origin of COVID.
I hear the question.
And Dr. Fauci is the best person to answer.
I hear your question, but we're not doing this the way you want it. This is the disrespectful. It is. I'm done. Simon, I'm done. Simon, I'm done. I'm done with you right now.
Why is it hard for you to give me a question?
It is not hard. I've answered. Would you let me answer the question, or are you going? Okay.
But you don't give us questions.
Okay. I'm trying to answer your question. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Again, I just tried. You wouldn't let me. Go ahead.
No, but can
I just tried, and you would not let me, sir. So your colleague is going to ask a question. Go ahead.
Ask you a question.
No, I literally just tried to answer your question. You shut me down. So now your colleague is going to.
Let me ask the question first before you answer.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
But the best part is what he said to her this week.
Karin, since you don't have any answer on the classified document, are you still a good fit for this job?
Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead, my friend.
Has any meeting been set between...
You're not fit for this job. I love it. I love it. He's so awesome. And she's not. She's obviously not. And she's not fit for this job precisely because the Biden administration that she works for is not fit for this job. And even Democrats are admitting this. A new Harvard-Harris poll just released shows that 6 out of 10 Americans, 6 out of 10, believe Biden is cognitively challenged and is not fit for the job. And that includes a near quarter of Democrats. But the beauty with Karine Jean-Pierre is we're afforded a special glimpse into precisely why the administration of Biden is imploding. First, gang, you have got to click on that link below and treat yourself and a loved one to a warm, soft, comfortable MyPillow product from the one and only Mike Lindell. It's the new year, gang, and what better way to celebrate than take advantage of Mike's insanely low prices if you use my special promo code Turley. Promo code Turley is going to get you near 70% discount on all of Mike's nearly 200 MyPillow products. You heard that right. So, for example, if you get the classic MyPillow, it's normally $69.98, but if you use promo code Turley, well, New Year's magic happens, and that same classic MyPillow becomes $19.98, and that applies to their 200 products in their catalog. So don't wait. Click on that link below. Give the gift of comfort and warmth to yourself, to your loved ones. Support one of America's most amazing patriots and get the best savings ever. Click on that link below right now. Political scientist John Mearsheimer, the University of Chicago, has done an in-depth study as to why leaders lie. And he found that governments lie for all kinds of reasons. He identified actually 5 kinds of state-sponsored lies: interstate lies, lies told between governments, fear-mongering, strategic cover-ups, national myths, liberal lies. And what's so interesting here is that he found that when it comes to international relations, actually states rarely lie. And that's largely because states don't trust each other. They're already assuming that you're lying, so you have to go out of your way to show you're telling the truth. But we do see lies in domestic politics. States tell lies to their people often. And that's because populations tend to trust their governments. And so their governments can exploit that trust by lying to them. The problem, as Mearsheimer explains, is that incessant lying by governments to their own people inexorably leads to what he calls backfire. And that's where the lies begin undermining the state's legitimacy among its citizens. Its citizens rightly begin to doubt anything the government is telling them. And as a result, the government increasingly is incapable of effectively governing, and that government policies are met with incessant and debilitating widespread skepticism. And that, I would argue, is exactly what we're seeing here with the Biden administration as represented by the single most unfit press secretary in American history. The more she lies, and I mean blatantly lies, the more she undermines the legitimacy of this administration. And we could keep going with that. The more the legacy media lies, the more it undermines its own legitimacy as a reliable mediator of information. Lies inevitably corrode. They destroy. In fact, for you Jordan Peterson fans, that's one of his 12 rules for living. Always tell the truth, because inevitably lies, I mean real malevolent lies, inevitably lead to the undoing of the liar. That is exactly what we're seeing with the Biden administration, most explicitly demonstrated by the worst press secretary of them all. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You're going to definitely want to check out my latest video on Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau collapsing politically right before our very eyes. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.